Dang, son! What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got something brand new for you guys and something very unexpected. We didn't know we were gonna purchase this, but with all the weird stuff going on in the world today, we saw the perfect opportunity and we quickly jumped on it.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
How's it going, guys? We're getting ready to head out on a 3 or 4 day expedition here. We're gonna take a little break from the Rusty series for a bit, do a little Adventures with Abel episode. It's been a long time since we've taken Abel out, and we're gonna go out and practice our social distancing and just get away and relax our minds for a bit from all the stress of living in the city and going through this whole pandemic. So come along with us, here we go. Well, guys, we made it up to the Mount Hood area. This is kind of an area that's new to us. We've only been up here one other time. So I didn't get much footage. I have a hard time balancing between getting footage and trying to figure out where we're going to set up camp. But this is a good spot. There's a little road that comes in right here. It looks like an old logging road. And then this is a dispersed camping site. There's a fire pit there, and Abel's pretty happy. We did the old, oh, here, let me show you. We're having a tough time getting Abel level, so I just used just a pile of rocks from the fire pit, because we're not going to make a fire, and made him a little lifter, a little 3-inch lift that leveled out the truck pretty nice. So it is starting to rain out. It's probably 55 degrees out in this area, and we're going to set up here for the night and spend some time in the shelter, obviously, because it's going to start raining here, and maybe watch some movies, play some video games or something, I don't know. And then in the morning we'll get up earlier and head towards the Ochicos again. Hey, good morning, guys. As you can see, we had a pretty significant rainstorm overnight. It didn't get too cold. It's probably like 45 degrees right now, which isn't too bad. But yeah, the winds and the rain overnight were pretty significant. We stayed up till about, 10, and we watched a movie and just enjoyed listening to the rain on the shelter. Then we got up this morning, we took hot showers, and right now we're getting everything kind of set up to head east and continue this adventure. I'm going to make an attempt this morning to get some driving footage on this short drive out. No promises though. If it's too windy or too rainy, I won't be able to utilize Mavic. But we're doing good, and I hope you guys are enjoying this special social distancing episode of Adventures with Abel on this expedition. Stay tuned, we got more to come. That's my significant other, for those of you that don't know.
Significant. Very significant.
The mystery person in my life that makes cameos in all of the videos.
You see me in my safety sandals.
And
OSHA not approved.
she's a wild one. You gotta watch out. That's a wild willow.
That's right.
So we found a spot, and we're up in the Ochocos and dispersed camping. And it's a bit nippy up here, even though it's sunny out. I just got... Oh yeah, I'll show you guys that here in a minute. Willow's excited about a clothes drying rack of all things. But this spot is really nice. It's windy out, so I wanted to fly Mavic, but you try to send him up and he comes right back down because the wind just really rips on him. He's too small of a drone to fly in the wind. What else was I going to tell you guys? Oh, I went for an 8-mile run, but the altitude that we're at, it was really exhausting. I had to stop every so often, so that run was probably only like 7.25 miles of running, and then 3/4 of a mile of here's the wind again, you hear it? 3/4 of a mile of walking. Let me show you what Willow is so excited about here. So I don't know how far we are off the road here, but the road is kind of like right there, right where that little tree stump is, I think. And then there's a campfire pit here. And then this area has been set up for a bunch of different vehicles. There's a little road that comes out here, and I mean, you could park a bunch of different vehicles back here. So this would be a good gathering for maybe a bunch of LMTVs if we had a group of people that wanted to go camping. I don't know, you normally go camping to get away from people, but if we had a get together at some point. This is the hubbub here that Willow is excited about. Now, I get excited about a lot of things, but this is not something I get too excited about, but you know, that's her thing. I really wish I could take Mavic up today because it would be cool to show you guys this area. So what our plans are is tomorrow morning, Willow's going to take her little motorbike and find us...
It's a 250, it's not that little.
Willow's going to take her 250 and head up the road here and try and find us another camping spot for tomorrow. And then early Saturday morning, we're going to head back home. So we're going to have 2 days out here in this area, just relaxing and enjoying life. So that's the game plan. If for some reason the winds die down enough here, I will send Mavic up so you guys kind of get an aerial view. And if not, they'll probably be died down in the morning, hopefully enough to where I could do some aerial shots of the drive to the next camp spot. So yeah, but here's kind of a panoramic view. These trees are actually pretty big. Not sure how old they are. And we are parked away from the lean. You ever seen those stories on social media of people's tents getting crushed, or the rooftop tents getting crushed because they parked by a tree that was leaning towards it? I don't know how well the shelter would take a tree hitting it. I'm sure it would be fine, but who knows? That's a lot of weight if you start thinking about it. Abel's doing great. Everything's going well out here, and we're just gonna relax a bit, maybe take some naps, enjoy the movies, and yeah. You guys hear the teeter-totter birds? Teeter-totter birds. Sounds like an old rusty teeter-totter going back and forth. Morning, guys. I hope you enjoyed that sunrise footage from Mavic. We're in a pretty neat little spot here, and I'm sure, as you saw, there's a reservoir with which looks like an open plain kind of down below from where we're at, which is pretty neat. Hey, we're getting ready to pack up and move to a new spot. I think Willow found a spot that's up by a lookout tower, is what she's saying, and she's going to scout it out. We saw it on a map, so we're not 100% sure if it's accessible. By the way, during this CVD-19 pandemic, all of the recreation areas that are developed, you can't go in them, and it's like a $5,000 fine if they catch you in them. So something to be aware of if you are going out and doing some extreme social distancing like we are, that you will not be able to access any of the recreation sites or the toilets or anything like that. So you have to be self-sufficient, and you have to be able to follow the dispersed camping rules. For this area, it's 300 feet off of the main road. So we're probably, what, 200 feet, I'm guessing, off of the main road. But just something to keep in mind. And best night of sleep I've ever had last night. I kid you not, I don't know what the deal was, but I was maybe just exhausted or stressed out or whatever, but slept extremely well. Didn't wake up this morning until 6:37 and got you guys that footage. So looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, and we're going to get packed up and headed to the next spot. So we'll see you there. So Dustin, this part of the video is kind of geared towards you, since you were the one I bought my panels from and you were asking me some questions about it. It's about 8:30 right now, and this is kind of the angle that we have on the sun hitting the panels. Plus we've got a little bit of shade from some of the tree branches, probably, just to give you an idea. So right now, if I remember right, I wired these in parallel. Yeah, I didn't do them in series. So in direct sunlight, we'll see probably 38, 39 volts when it's directly overhead. But right now, let's see, what is it doing? So it's going into charge mode here, so it just started grabbing some of the amperage off of the panels and dumping it into the batteries. We don't really have a load on the batteries right now, and I'll show you how I know that. But so here we're at 27 volts, and we're trying to pump 12 amps into the battery bank. And then if you go over here, I've got a couple different readouts. So this is for the inverter, and as you can see right now, it's only drawn an amp or two because we've got a bunch of stuff charging in our charging cabinet. So that's probably where that 1 or 2 amps is coming from. But as far as the DC side goes, here you can see the actual battery voltage and the current that's being pumped into them from the solar array, which is the equivalent of this many watts, about 300 watts. So for any of you that were interested in the solar setup, it's still running strong. I got these panels from Dustin, and he builds overland sprinters, I believe, or adventure trucks. I'm sure he'll comment down below, and you could put a link if you want, Dustin, down below in the comments for your business. Anyhow, we love these panels, and they put out more power than we're ever going to need. We can actually run the mini split air conditioning off of it. It's a pretty steady balance if you try to run the heating off of the mini split when the sunlight is probably directly overhead, because the heating uses the most energy on those mini splits, but air conditioning is no problem. Anyhow, I figured I'd make a short segment on this so you guys could kind of see how the solar panel setup is working. Sorry for the jittery video here. I don't know what the deal is. It's probably a memory card issue or something. Anyhow, we're using I believe this is a C60. Yeah, it's a C60 60 amp controller, and we got it wired in parallel, and it just about maxes out when we have full sunlight. So I think it's probably at like 50 amps or something like that, 55 amps. But anyhow, figured I'd show this to you guys. Solid, steady, reliable, robust setup. Is just controlled by a bunch of relays inside this box and a little breadboard. And then I just remoted all the wires over to here, so I could have a remote system over here, kind of in line with all of our other switches and whatnot. So there you go. Hey guys, we're getting close to our next camping spot, and Willow's scouting out the road ahead because we're not sure if Abel will fit up there. Most likely he will, because it's a Forest Service lookout tower is what the map says, but we just want to make sure. It's about 3 miles from where I'm at, so I gave Willow the GoPro and told her to film some footage with it, and so I don't know what's going to come back on it, but here it is.
Drake Butte, look out! There's snow! Back to Drake Lookout. Think we'll camp here tonight. Beautiful here. There's no need to proceed any further. This is Drake Butte Lookout. I mean, look at this. It's just extraordinary. Couldn't ask for a better view. So, you can see the mountain off in the distance. I believe this is about due north. And where we were camped yesterday was that direction. But yeah, it's just so beautiful out here. And the road narrows, gets muddy, and there's a bunch of snow on it too. So given those three limitations, there's no reason to go any further. It's just so beautiful right here. This is good enough, right? Anyway, I'm really looking forward to going and grabbing Sean and bringing him back up here. Abel does such a great job climbing up these hills, these mountains, and he'll have no problem. It'll be a fun drive. All right. if you can hear the wind, but it's one of those sounds when you're out in nature here, as vast open as it is and clear, that you don't feel alone. The wind and the trees and the elevation. It's all you need to feel comforted, at least for me. I've always taken to the woods and the hills and mountains for respite and to reground when the stress of living around dense population wanes down our ability to relax. Just come out to places like this. All right, here we go. Say hi, Sean. having Sean move Abel so we can get this spectacular view from the back. The trick is leveling. Sometimes we level it out by putting rocks underneath it, logs. Use what you got. And this is all dispersed camping out here. Up to 300 feet. You want to go over there? Try it again. The trick also is to not go off the cliff, but you know. That's so beautiful here. He opted for more flat ground. Well, they say the third time's the charm, but you know what it's like being human and getting to exercise options and changing your mind. So we're doing that. Another round of Park Abel. And we will level it out with some rocks. Got to get his passenger rear tire right where I'm standing, essentially. Don't walk off a cliff in the middle of the night when you gotta go to the bathroom. Installment of Park Your Rig. Up! Level?
What?
She level?
Our feet will be going downhill a little bit.
Oh man, that's fine.
Well, after screwing around for half an hour, cutting some tree rounds and trying to get this perfect, we got Abel somewhat level. He's not absolutely perfect, but better than nothing. And we
The things you gotta do to get a view.
look at this view. This is I think this is,
That's Highway 380. You can see the house right there.
oh yeah, you can see everything from up here. Look at, there's even some snow up here. Look at our epic shower area. We get to view all of this good stuff while we shower. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, hopefully there's no storms tonight, because the last time we parked on a ridge like this, there was huge storms that rocked Abel back and forth because the winds were so stinking high. I think this will be good for the night. Wow, it's really pretty up here. We're on the road that keeps going past where we're staying at. And the view is still very epic. And we're going to try to go all the way to the top because it's not that far away.
There is no try. There is only do.
Well, as long as that road doesn't go winding back through the forest to get up there, we'll get all the way to the top. I don't want to keep hiking for 5 miles if it winds through the forest. But that supposedly is the top right there, and we see a road that goes right to it. So we're going to check it out. We're actually at a lower elevation than where we're camping at. We're camping up there. So we'll have to see where this ends up going. So we're almost at the top, and we found another good potential camping spot right here. Or overlanding or expedition, or we call this Mushy Ridge. Well, it's not really mushy, but it could be really muddy.
Somebody was here camping earlier.
I wonder if it was the older couple. The older couple that was up here. I wonder if it was them.
No, this is like old. It's so old that there's grass growing in the fire pit.
Gotcha.
So at least we heard.
Look at this nice steep drop. That looks fun. For any of you that are curious, I'm going to give this one away because, well, just because this is such an awesome spot and there's nobody else up here. So this is road 664 and this road is 663. And we're in the Helicools. So if you can put a map together and figure out where we're at, the intersection of 664 and 663, you can figure out where we're at. Look at this wide open, epic camping spot right here.
I'll give them another hint. Avenza app, download Helicools motor use vehicle map, MVUM, for this area. I think it's map 3. And you'll find this whole area on that map. Dispersed camping everywhere.
So we haven't found a fire lookout tower up here, but I mean this area is pretty unbelievable. Look at how wide open it is. You could have a whole bunch of people up here camping all at once. So that's pretty epic. Yeah. 2-mile hike, probably. That's what this is. All the way from our spot to here. We're still on 663, and it doesn't look like this road has been driven on for years. Look at all the grass growing on it. It's not even really a road at this point, I would guess, but it looks like it kind of keeps going, but I think we're going to turn around right here after we take a look at this view over here. In the last shot we were looking up at this. So now we should have some sort of an epic view coming over this ridge here. Oh yeah. It's a good time right here. And Willow's playing with snow. Oh, it's a field of snow. That must have been the patch of snow we saw from over there.
No, we're on the other side of it. You couldn't see this from where we were, because there's a big mound of dirt with trees on it.
Okay. So a couple miles from our spot is where this one is.
Pretty awesome.
We'll definitely have to revisit this area another time. But we are definitely going to come back up here at some point and camp.
Before another pandemic.
Yeah, and camp again. Not sure if you guys can see this here. Let's. That's a maximum zoom. Who is that up there? Who is that? Kind of gives you an idea of from where we're at.
Yeah, when we get back to Abel, we'll take a picture down on this spot from him.
Chippy's back. Hi, Chip. You want a cookie? We got cookies, Chippy. Where are you going? Chip, where'd you go? We have cookies if you want a cookie. I think he was surprised to see us here, so he left. He thought, I'm going to go up to that beautiful viewpoint. Darn it, there's a big truck there. Morning, guys. About 5 a.m. Getting ready to head out, and just noticed this beautiful pink sky on this butte that we're staying at. It's pretty awesome. But we're getting packed up, ready to head out, and I'll try to get you some driving footage on the way out here.